Have you ever stopped to think about what you would do if your husband passed away first, leaving you alone to face a world full of difficult decisions? The reality is that too many widows unknowingly make expensive mistakes that can unravel everything they have worked so hard to build. These mistakes often creep in when grief clouds judgment, and even the best intentions and advice can lead you off track. In this video, we will reveal 5 crucial pitfalls you need to avoid in order to protect your future, your finances, and your peace of mind. Stay with me until the very end, because the 5th mistake is the one that most women regret the most, and knowing it could save you from a heartbreak that can never be undone. Before we begin, I would be grateful if you liked this video. It really helps me continue sharing these important life lessons. If you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. If you find this video helpful, please comment 1 below. If it's not your favorite, comment 0 to let me know so I can create better content for you. Now let's get started. This is a heartbreaking pattern I have seen repeatedly, one that breaks my heart every single time. I truly understand, dear one. After your husband passes away, stepping back through that front door can feel like a dagger twisting deep inside your soul. Every corner of the house seems to whisper his presence: the worn armchair by the window, where he used to sit with his coffee, the scuff marks on the floor made by his favorite slippers, the kitchen table where he would unfold the newspaper each morning with that soft rustling sound you can still hear in your mind. The closet still holds the faint scent of his cologne, a fragrance that catches you off guard and suddenly brings tears streaming down your cheeks. It's overwhelming. The house feels enormous without him, too vast, too empty, yet somehow chokingly full of memories you are just not ready to face. In that raw, aching moment, it's only natural to want to escape. Then come the voices, well-meaning, friends, concerned family, even neighbors, who begin gently nudging you toward a decision. They say things like, "It's too much house for one person now," or "You shouldn't have to deal with the yard and repairs at your age." Their intentions might be kind, but there is a truth they don't tell. A hard-earned lesson I wish someone had shouted from the rooftops. Selling your home too soon can cost you far more than you ever imagined, in ways that go beyond just dollars and cents. Grief is like a fog that clouds everything, especially your ability to see clearly. What feels like a practical choice in the moment, letting go of the house, shedding its weight, is often an emotional decision you are not ready to make when your heart is still broken. And let me tell you, real estate agents are like hawks circling above, sharp-eyed and ready to swoop in. They can smell a rushed sale from miles away. You might believe you're negotiating a fair deal, but they see the vulnerability in your eyes and hear the tremor in your voice when you say, "I just want to get this done." That desperation carries a heavy price tag, and it's steep. I have seen women, strong and capable women, lose tens of thousands of dollars because they signed on the dotted line too quickly, too eager to escape the pain. But here's the real twist. Months later, maybe even a year down the road, when the sharp edges of grief begin to dull and the world feels a bit more stable, regret quietly creeps in. They look back and realize the house wasn't just walls and a roof. It was the keeper of their story. The echoes of their children's laughter bouncing through the halls, the quiet evenings spent side by side with a man they loved, the life they carefully built brick by brick. And now it's gone. Sold off in a fleeting moment of heartbreak. A permanent decision made during a temporary storm. So please hear me when I say this. Don't sell your home within that first year. Give yourself the gift of time. Time to breathe. Time to sit with your sorrow. Time to clear your mind. You may discover that what you truly needed wasn't to walk away from it all, but to reclaim it in small ways. Rearrange the living room, paint the bedroom a color that feels like you, and turn his old office into a space that brings you comfort. Let the house grow and change with you as you heal. I promise. When you finally stand on steady ground again, you will be grateful you didn't let go too soon. Now moving on to mistake number 2, trusting the wrong people with your money. This one sneaks up on you silently, like a shadow, and by the time you realize what it is, the damage is often done. When your husband passes away, your whole world shifts beneath your feet in an instant. One day you are part of a team, a partnership, and the next you are alone, staring at a mountain of decisions you never imagined you would have to face alone. That's when they start to appear. People you haven't seen in years, faces from your past, voices you barely recognize. Distant cousins you met once at a family reunion, old high school friends who never bothered to call when life was good, and slick financial advisors who somehow got your number the day after the funeral. They come out of nowhere, drawn like moths to a flame. Each one wears a smile or gives a sympathetic nod, offering the same smooth promise. I just want to help. Some arrive with casseroles and condolences. Others show up carrying briefcases stuffed with forms and charts you can't make sense of through your tears. It's all so overwhelming, and in that haze of grief their words can sound like a lifeline. But here's the hard truth I've learned over the years. Not everyone who offers help truly has your best interests at heart. Some see a grieving widow, alone and unsure, not as a person but as an opportunity to profit from that fragile state. When your heart is broken and your mind is spinning, it becomes dangerously easy to let your guard down. You're exhausted, drowning in paperwork and overwhelmed by questions about bank accounts and investments, things your husband may have handled, things you never thought about until now. So when someone steps forward and says, "Let me take care of it," it's tempting to say yes. Yes, please manage my finances. Yes, I trust you with the savings we poured our lives into. Yes, just make it go away because I cannot bear the weight of one more decision. But I'm begging you, don't do it. Don't hand over your checkbook or sign any document you haven't read thoroughly from top to bottom. Don't give anyone, not even family, unchecked power over the legacy you and your husband built together. I've seen it happen too many times. Widows who lost everything, not because they were naive or reckless, but because they trusted the wrong person at the most vulnerable moment of their lives. Bank accounts drained, investments vanished, homes sold out from under them, all while they were still trying to figure out how to get through each day. If someone offers to step in and handle your money, that's fine, let them make their pitch. But you must protect yourself. Get every promise in writing, no exceptions. Ask to see their credentials. Don't just take their word for it. Call a lawyer, talk to a trusted friend, get a second opinion, and if you need, a third. Anyone worth trusting, anyone who genuinely cares about you, will not flinch at your scrutiny. They will welcome it. Your money is not just numbers on a page. It's your security, your independence, and the foundation you will rely on in the years ahead. Guard it fiercely, as if it were your very lifeblood, because in many ways it is. You've already lost enough. Don't let anyone take this from you too. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment 1 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend subscribing and turning on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating meaningful content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Mistake number 3, taking the pension or insurance payout all at once. At first glance, this decision might seem like a blessing, a sudden windfall that promises to ease your burdens. But let me assure you, my dear, it's a trap, a deceptive snare that can unravel your financial stability in ways you might never expect. Imagine this. Your husband has just passed away, leaving you in a whirlwind of grief. Then, almost like a bittersweet consolation, a substantial check arrives with your name on it, perhaps $50,000, $100,000, or even $200,000, deposited into your bank account. For a fleeting moment, it feels like a lifeline, a reassurance that maybe, just maybe, you'll be able to manage. You might think this could be your cushion, your chance to breathe easier. But then, almost as if on cue, the vultures start circling. The phone won't stop ringing. Financial advisors you've never met promising golden opportunities. Distant relatives pitching half-formed business ideas. Friends suddenly in urgent need of a loan. Even family members you love dearly might begin eyeing that lump sum, sometimes subtly, sometimes not, hinting at their own needs. And it's not just them. You too might feel the pull. That shiny new car you've been dreaming of, the vacation you never took, the generous gifts you want to shower on your children or grandchildren, it all starts to feel within reach. Before you realize it, the money that was meant to sustain you for the rest of your days slips through your fingers like sand, leaving you with nothing but regret. I've seen this happen far too often, my dear, and it breaks my heart every time. What's worse, and what no one bothers to explain, is that once that money is gone, there's no safety net to catch you. That payout wasn't a lottery win or a bonus. It was a carefully calculated sum meant to replace the steady income your husband earned over decades, the paychecks that will never come again. Here's a little-known secret. You don't have to take it all at once. There are options, monthly payments, annuities, structured distributions that can provide a reliable, predictable stream of income. This gives you the stability to plan and the peace to grieve, without desperation driving your decisions. When you take the lump sum, it's not just the risk of spending it too quickly you face. You might accidentally disqualify yourself from government benefits, watch your tax bills soar, or make impulsive choices clouded by grief that you would never make in a clear state of mind. Don't let that payout, meant to be your security blanket, turn into a curse that haunts you. Pause. Seek advice from someone trustworthy, someone with expertise and no hidden agenda. Treat that money with the respect it deserves, because once it's gone, my dear, it's gone for good. Mistake number 4 is co-signing loans or giving large gifts out of guilt. This pitfall has ruined the lives of too many widows, and it hurts. Even more because it often comes from the purest of intentions. A mother's endless love, a grandmother's tender generosity. After your husband passes, a strange pressure begins to settle over you. Subtle at first, but growing heavier with time. You start doubting yourself. Did I do enough for my children when I had the chance? Do my grandchildren really feel my love? Will my family still stand by me if I don't prove my worth? Then, almost as if scripted, someone approaches you. Maybe a son, a daughter, or a grandchild, with a heartfelt plea. Mom, I just need you to co-sign this loan for a house. It's a solid investment, I promise. Or, Grandma, my business is about to take off. A little help from you could make all the difference. Your aching heart urges you to say yes. You want to feel needed, to honor your husband's memory by supporting those you love, to keep your family close when you feel so alone. But here's the harsh truth they won't tell you, sweetheart. The moment you put your name on that dotted line, that debt becomes yours. Not just morally, but legally. If payments falter, if their plans fall apart, and oh, how often they do, the creditors won't chase your son or grandson. They'll come knocking on your door, threatening your credit, your savings, even the home you've worked so hard to maintain. And those generous gifts. I've seen widows empty their accounts, giving away chunks of their husband's life insurance or pensions in a desperate attempt to mend relationships or secure affection. It's a noble instinct, but a dangerous one. Let me share a lesson I learned the hard way. Money doesn't buy love, nor does it guarantee loyalty. When the well runs dry, those same people who eagerly took are rarely the ones offering a hand when you need it most. Saying no can feel impossible. I know. It might seem cold, even disloyal, like you're abandoning the very family you've spent your life nurturing. But listen to me clearly. Protecting yourself is not selfish. It's survival. You and your husband built that nest egg together, through years of sacrifice and careful planning. Don't let it slip away now, wasted on someone else's dreams or mistakes. Before you sign any papers or hand over any money, take a deep breath and ask yourself, if my husband were here, watching over my shoulder, what would he advise? Picture his voice, his wisdom, his protective instinct. I think we both know he'd urge you to safeguard what you have, to prioritize your future. Hold that thought close and let it guide you through the guilt and the pleas. You deserve that security. My dear, Don't let anyone convince you otherwise. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend subscribing and turning on the bell so you never miss a video. Your support helps us keep creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Mistake number 5. Not updating legal documents and beneficiaries immediately. This last pitfall is deceptively subtle and often overlooked at the moment, yet it has the power to cause chaos long after you're gone. It's the kind of task that rarely feels urgent, until suddenly it's far too late. I completely understand how overwhelming this can feel after losing your husband. The last thing you want is to dive into a pile of paperwork. It's not just tedious. It feels impersonal, almost clinical, as if you're reducing a lifetime of love and memories to a series of signatures and checkboxes. Grief needs space and time to process, to mourn, to simply sit with your loss. Not hours spent in a sterile attorney's office or waiting on hold with insurance companies, swapping names on forms. But here's the unvarnished truth. If you delay, if you let this slide even a little, someone else will step in to sort it out, and it almost certainly won't go the way you'd hope or expect. Think about it. An outdated will scribbled years ago, a power of attorney form still naming your late spouse, beneficiary designations on life insurance or retirement accounts untouched since the kids were toddlers. All of these become ticking time bombs the moment you're no longer around to clarify. Your wishes. When that day comes, it's your children, grandchildren, and maybe even your closest friends left to pick up the pieces. And too often, those pieces turn into battle lines. I've seen it firsthand. Families shattered beyond repair. Siblings who once shared holidays and laughter reduced to bitter enemies refusing to speak, all because mom or dad didn't take an afternoon to update the paperwork. What starts as a small oversight can snowball into a legal and emotional mess that could have been avoided with just a little foresight. Don't assume for a second that the government will stay out of it. If your affairs aren't airtight, if your estate plan is vague or your beneficiaries aren't clearly defined, the state has no problem stepping in to decide who gets what. Not you, not your loved ones, but a faceless bureaucracy following strict probate rules. Worse still, the fallout can be downright bizarre. Money or property ending up in the hands of an ex-spouse you haven't spoken to in decades, a distant cousin you barely remember, or some long-forgotten name tied to an old bank account or insurance policy you never got around to updating. Imagine your hard-earned legacy slipping away to someone you never intended to benefit, all because life got busy and you didn't keep your documents current. It's not just an inconvenience. It's a nightmare, and one that's entirely preventable. So, here's what you do. Pick up the phone and call an attorney. Sit down and review every important document. Your will, your trust if you have one, every beneficiary designation connected to life insurance policies, bank accounts, retirement funds, and even that forgotten investment account you opened years ago and forgot about. Go through them line by line and make sure they reflect your current wishes, not some snapshot of your life from decades ago when circumstances were different. Yes, it might feel cold and mechanical going through legal papers while your heart is still heavy, but trust me, it's one of the most compassionate gifts you can give the people you love. You'll spare them confusion, conflict, and heartache down the road. Picture the peace of mind you'll have falling asleep knowing everything is in order. No loose ends, no ugly surprises, no bitter family feuds erupting over what you leave behind. Take care of it now, because tomorrow isn't guaranteed, my dear. Don't let procrastination steal the legacy you worked so hard to build. Well, my dear, we've covered some tough but vital lessons today. I hope you feel a little more prepared to protect yourself and your future. What have you learned so far? I'd love to hear from you. Please drop a comment below this video sharing one thing you've taken away and how you plan to apply it in your life. Your story might just inspire someone else. If you like this video, please leave